Okay. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for another week of the 45. My name is Jasmin Brand. I'm an entrepreneur, passionate about connecting the community. And the 45 was created, I guess, out of the pandemic, but it's really kind of turned into a really fun passion project of mine, but also a way for us in the community to stay focused, stay motivated, to end our week with purpose and self-care. We host these every Friday at 8:15 and always finish these at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. So that's hence the name of the 45. And what we try to do is bring really cool speakers to you each week as we kind of tackle a variety of topics. This week is all about opportunities. And I believe we have 49 days left for 2020, I think. I might be off on that. So thinking about the remaining time of this year, but also forward thinking, right? Thinking about 21, as many of us have already started doing because we're ready to say goodbye to this year. We have a really amazing guest today. He's been on several times. He is a 45 favorite. I feel like you guys like him more than you like me. Baylor Barbee will be joining us. We'll get started in a little bit. As always, we host these on Zoom, but if you are joining us from any other platform, you can participate at your comfortability. Turn your video on if you like, keep it off. If you have questions for Baylor or I, you can put them in the chat or feel free to talk directly to. This is super informal. This is your time for the next couple of minutes. So without further ado, Baylor, let's get this conversation started. I think I'm always inspired by one of my favorite movies, 8 Mile, and some of the youngins on here may not have seen 8 Mile. I realized that I did a social media post about it. I was like, wait, this movie came out 19 years ago. If I'm 24, I may not even know what this movie is. I know, right? Feel old today. So 8 Mile stars Eminem, and it was about a young kid rapper in Detroit trying to seize opportunities. And I thought, okay, who best to talk about opportunities than you, Baylor? I know you had a talk on TEDx. I know you're passionate about opportunities. Let's get the conversation started.
Well, okay, Baby Yoda, you ready? All right. Baby Yoda's joining me today. He's strong with me. No, I love opportunity.
Oh wait, we've got a toast. I'm sorry. It's our little tradition now. Cheers. You can't read mine, but it says strong vibes, calm mind.
Anybody else have Bailey's in theirs? No. But before I say that, I just wanted to say this to kind of frame the conversation. So I'm training for this 50-mile trail run race in February. And 2 weeks ago, I had to do a 17-mile training run. And last week, I had to do an 8-mile training run. Now, what was interesting about that is in the 17-mile training run, about the 14-mile mark, all of a sudden it got hard, right? The next week, I'm doing an 8-mile training run, which is half of that. At the 5-mile mark, it got hard. And what I came to understand and realize, and I want you to think about this as it pertains to your goals, no matter what goal you set, whether it's the rest of 2020 or 2021, for your business, for your career, your mind is going to make it difficult. So knowing that, why not set a much harder goal? Because the 17-mile was just as hard as the 8-mile. So framing today, and as you think about your goals and you plan for 2021, make a super hard goal, because even if you make an easy one, your mind will limit itself to find a way to make it hard, right? And so in saying that, when we think about opportunity, right, I became obsessed the last few years with opportunity. Reason being is it's something we all want. It's something we all need. It's something we all feel like we deserve. And all of us, we're doing personal, professional development. We're trying to increase our skills and learn new things so that we can get opportunity, right? But if you think about it, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So why not focus on opportunity? Why not focus on making your ability to find or create opportunity a hard skill? And that's what I spent the last few years trying to redefine the word opportunist, because you hear the word opportunist and you say, whoa, that's somebody that's trying to get the best for themselves in all situations. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But that doesn't have to be a bad thing. Opportunities, like anything else, it's the person in their heart. Like if you have a good heart and you want the best for yourself so you can help others, then it's a good thing. And you owe it to yourself and to others. If you are a greedy, evil person, then yeah, it's going to go the other way. But I'm betting on the fact that you're here because you care about yourself and you care about other people. And that's why you're here to find opportunity. So what I've done is I've made it a hard skill. I'm going to break it down. And I know we don't have a lot of time today, but I'm talking about 5 tenets of opportunity. of the science behind opportunity, because it's not I gotta be there, I hope things happen for me. If you have that mindset of, I just hope opportunity comes, you're looking at it wrong. So what we're gonna do is 5 things. We first have to ask ourselves some difficult questions. Second, we're gonna shift our mindset into be able to see opportunity. Third, we're gonna sharpen our skill set. Fourth, we're gonna find opportunity. And fifth, if that doesn't work, we're gonna create it.
Okay, right? So Baylor, I wanna go, because you always give such great nuggets. Let's first introduce who you are, right? Because we've got actually quite a few new people on who are not obsessed with you as we all are for the last couple of weeks and months. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do, and then can you go over those what we're going to go over today?
So I'm Baylor Barbee, and what I do for a living is I try to find ways to move the mind forward. I'm a speaker, I'm an author, I do ultra endurance events, anything I can do to push my own self forward, to move my mind forward, or anything I can do to push your mind forward. I have a podcast called Shark Theory, but pretty much what I do is I just wake up every day, attack new things, make a lot of mistakes, learn from them, and try to share them with y'all. And in doing so, I've been able to manifest a career, being able to literally sit here and do what I love, which is to talk to you about the things that I've found. So
where can we find the podcast? Is Shark Theory?
Yeah, Shark Theory on all social media platforms, or on all podcast platforms. BaylorBarbee.com, and then Baylor Barbee on literally every social media. And I answer my own stuff, so hit me up if anything we talk about today strikes a chord with you. That being said,
can we go over? You gave us, I think, 4.
So 5. So 5. This is I can call this the science of opportunity engineering, which is creating your own opportunity. A, you're going to ask yourself some tough questions, which we'll do. B, you're going to shift your mindset and start seeing opportunity. Next, we're going to sharpen our skill sets. Fourth, we're going to find ways to find opportunities that already exist, that are already in your realm that you might not see. And fifth, the most important one, is how to create your own opportunity. So getting into the asking portion, if you've ever watched the movie The Lion King, I don't care how young or old you are, you've seen The Lion King, and it's this great tale about the triumph story with, Mufasa getting killed and Simba and Nala and all the things they had to go through. But if you look at it, they're lions, right? They're animals. They shouldn't have really a voice. They should sound like lions. But what's interesting is Simba, Nala, Mufasa, all the good ones, they speak proper. And what you start finding is you look at Scar, which is the evil lion. You look at, he has a very British accent, right? The hyenas have very Latino accents, very African-American accents, right? So you start looking at those and you start associating as a young kid, ooh, that accent's bad. Ooh, that's evil, right? If you've ever watched Rocky and Bullwinkle, what do you hear? You hear Boris and Natasha. You're like, ooh, Russian accent, bad, right? You watch The Little Mermaid. What do you see? Ursula, big, fat, like, oh, scary, bad. So as a young kid, you're taught, if it sounds different than you, if it looks different than you, it's bad. Keep in mind, those are just, that's an octopus, those are lions, all these things. And so what I'm trying to tell you is this: we have these biases and these beliefs that are ingrained in us from a young age that make us believe certain things. I know sometimes now people, if you hear Russian accent, you're like, whoa, And I'm telling you to say that this: if you've been conditioned at a young age to believe some things that might not be true, perhaps you're believing some things and some limits about yourself that are not true as well. If you've ever seen how they train elephants for the circus, when elephants are babies, they put a little bitty rope around their little chain around their foot, and they put a stake in the ground. As a result, for weeks, a little baby elephant tries to pull away and it can't. A few weeks into it, the baby elephant says, oh, this is my fate. I'm not strong enough to break it. As a result, when the circus travels, they don't put elephants in cages. They put that same little rope around their foot, same stake in the ground, and let them sit there. You know what the elephant thinks? I remember when I was young, that chain was too strong for me, and it just never thinks to test it again. It doesn't realize it's a multi-ton beast. It could easily pull it out. But see, by that same token, right now in your life, there is some limiting belief you're putting on yourself because of something that happened way back then. You don't realize how much stronger you are now. You don't realize what you're capable of now. Just because it didn't work back then doesn't mean it won't work now. What a lot of us need to do is we need to start asking ourselves, what are some areas in my life where I've given up because of something in the past? Maybe I didn't know the right people then. Maybe I didn't have the right resources back then. Maybe I just didn't know enough then. Maybe I wasn't in a mental place in my life to be able to attack it with a clear head, right? So if anything, today I want you to do is question yourself. What are some things that you think I can't do? That's it. Why? Is it that I can't? Or is it because at one point in my life that didn't work? We have to ask ourselves those tough questions. And see, in doing so, what you do is you start to be able to, you're going to start to uncover a little bit about yourself. You're going to start to find, and I promise you, when you have those, you're going to have an aha moment today thinking like, you know what? Yeah, I can. And then we start to shift our mindset, right? And the problem is some people take that and they start looking at all the things that they look through in their life and say, man, that didn't work. And it looks like your entire life is just in a whole bunch of puzzle pieces, right? You've all done a puzzle. When you start the puzzle and you look at it, you're like, I don't even know how I'm going to start this. I don't even know how I'm going to attack this. And see, the problem is so many of us in our life, especially if you're starting a new career or this pandemic has pretty much knocked us all on our butts, right? And when we feel like all the pieces are shattered, what are we going to do? But what we're failing to realize is this fundamental concept. Yes, our life might be in pieces. Yes, it might look like a jigsaw puzzle and pieces are everywhere, but the pieces are still there. Everything you have, everything you need is still there. And if you learn to put the pieces together, what does it do? It creates a beautiful picture. And see, I like that. I like knowing, okay, yeah, the puzzle pieces are scattered right now, but I have the ability to put them together. I can actually do it. You can actually do it. So quit looking at it of how disoriented your life is. Look at the fact like it's still there. This can still make a beautiful picture. I can still do this, right? It's shifting your mindset to believe that. And you're going to make some mistakes. My best friend, he was murdered in September of 2019, but he was a professional basketball player. His name is Andre Emmett. And every day we would go to the gym. And every day, I mean, it's like he didn't miss. But one particular day, he was missing a lot of shots. For him, he was missing a lot of shots. At the end of the workout, I was like, Dre, man, just today wasn't your day. He's like, what do you mean? I said, you know, you missed a lot of shots. He's like, oh, it's all good. The misses are important as the makes. It's like, Dre, you make a career out of making baskets. Yeah, the makes are more important. He said, nah, Baylor. He said, see, the makes give you momentum, but the misses are where you learn. The misses are where you see what you need to correct. Misses are how you get things together. And I say that because I'm encouraging everybody here today, when you start to shift your mindset out of the limiting beliefs you had, and you start to shift toward possibilities, you start to shift toward opportunity. Shoot as many shots as you can. Try as many things as you can. Reach out to as many people as you can. Some of them are going to go right. Some of them are going to give you that momentum to show you that you're on the right track. But you don't need as many of those as you think. Those misses, though, that's where you learn. Your misses are where you find out, okay, you know what? Maybe that was the wrong approach. Or those misses are going to teach you, you know what? I got told no 27 times today, and I'm still standing. I'm still breathing. I'm still okay. The misses are just important. You got to continue to shoot your shot, right? And
so Baylor, quick question. So in that theory, then we have been conditioned to believe that mistakes are failures, pivots, you know, having to change things up, getting laid off, fired. These are all negative things. A business going bankrupt, us losing things. We've been conditioned to say that these are bad things and failures. But you're saying, though, we need to start to reprogram how we view all of these things.
Yeah, and I'm saying, I mean, you think about how dolphins work. If you're familiar with how dolphins move through the water or how bats use sonar. Sonar or submarines work the same way. They send a signal out. It requires it to hit off something and come back for them to be able to tell how close or how far they are from something. Quit looking at it as mistakes or misses or things that didn't work out. This is sonar. The more things you put out there, and especially in tight spots, they need frequent feedback. If you're only trying to put your business on social media once every 6 months, hey guys, I have this new product or service, and you don't hear anything, you don't know where you're going. If you put it out every day, you're gonna get some feedback, good or bad. This is what they like, this is what they don't like, right? So quit looking at it as, you know, taking a chance or misses or people telling me no. Say, this is just, I don't look at yeses and nos now. I look at feedback. Am I going the right way? And I'd much rather you tell me no than to not respond to me at all. I can't get anything. I don't care if you have the worst part. Those of you trying to start a business, I don't care if you have the worst product or service in the world. It's better to know that, to know what you need to fix, than not to know it at all.
I like to get negative comments when I'm working on a brand or whatever, because the negative comments, it takes feeling to convey negative right? When people don't say anything, you have no idea of how things are going. So sometimes you're afraid to put yourself out there, Baylor, because you're worried I might get a negative. But the negative means there's an opportunity to either correct something or view something differently, right?
Yeah, and then like I said, if you keep the framework of opportunity, opportunity doesn't look at positive and negative. It's all feedback. Positive say yes, you're going the right way. The perceived negative is no, you need to make a little bit of tweak. So get that positive and negative out of your mindset and start looking at it for what it is. It's just feedback. A yes means good, and not all yeses are good, and not all no's are bad. So that's it. Let's quit. Let's change the dialogue, and the label is wrong a lot of times. My life, a lot of times I thought I was winning. I was winning in the losers bracket. Like I was winning with the wrong people, right? And some of the biggest losses I've taken in life have propelled me. So, get out of that kind of mindset. And, so that's when we start to shift toward the day. You start to realize, okay, I'm capable of more. Okay, there is ways I can go about this, right? But I would love for it to just end there. But now what we have to do is we have to sharpen what I call our opportunity finders. And what I mean by this is you always hear about the window of opportunity. I hate that phrase. See, a window of opportunity implies that you have to be at the right place at the right time, the right situation, the right circumstance, or else it's over. I don't want to live a life where I'm dependent on external factors for me to be able to win. But if you learn to develop your own skill set, then essentially what you're doing is you're creating a toolkit or a toolbox to build the opportunity window. See, if you build the opportunity window, it's like building a house. It's yours. You own it. You decide when you look through it. You decide who comes in the door, looks out the window, right? So how do we do that? How do we build an opportunity window instead of waiting for the window of opportunity? And it starts by knowing what it is we're made of. I encourage you after this Zoom call, Google mountain goats. What you're going to find is, I'll never forget, a few years ago, I saw a picture of these mountain goats on the side of a 10,000 foot cliff in, I think it was Yosemite National Park. Literally, I mean, it looked like a vertical cliff, and these mountain goats are just chilling. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, what if they fall? How'd they get up there? What are they doing? Because see, I don't know what they're made of. So in my mind, that looks crazy. How many of you have been called crazy because people just don't understand what it is that you're doing, right?
Since third grade, Baylor, since third grade.
Jasmin came in, she's like, yeah. So these mountain goats, if you look for the untrained eye and you look at it from the viewpoint of what you know or don't know, it looks like what they're doing is crazy. I was like, why are they there? They're stuck. If they fall, everything that can go wrong. But see, mountain goats know what they're made of. See, mountain goats have an interesting thing. Their hooves are the right mixture of like hard outside so they can grip these rocks and a soft, spongy inside so they can keep their grip. A mountain goat only needs 2 inches of space, of protruding space on a rock to balance its whole body. Mountain goats, while hanging on the side of the mountain, can actually sleep or chill because the predators can't get them. So it looks crazy to me because I don't know, but mountain goats say, hey, when y'all say this is crazy, to me, this is peace. Y'all think this is where I can fall, I say this is where I can rise. If you start to look at yourself and what you're made of, don't worry about what they say if you're doing is crazy. You have that career that you're after, you have a relationship aspiration, you have health or fitness goals, whatever. Don't worry about what they say. They don't know what hooves you're made of. My brother and I are training for a 50-mile race, and everybody's like, why would you do 50 miles? That's crazy. That's crazy to you, but you don't know that my mindset is made up so that I don't even have an option to quit. I'm going to cross the finish line or I'm going to die. There's no other way. See, but I know what I'm made of, so I don't even have to explain that to people anymore. And you don't have to explain it to anybody more as long as you know what it is that you're made of. And see, and then it gets almost simpler than that. So once you figure out what you're made of, meaning what is your core skills, right? See, a lot of us, we go to these development things and everybody fills us with all these things we need to do, right? You got to get good at this. You got to get good at that. You got to get great at that. Be sure you do this. Be sure your presentation skills. Be sure that you blah, 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 blah. It's mind-boggling. I'm here to say, forget all that, man. I've learned in life, double down on the things that you're good at. Get people around you for the things that you're not good at, right? Bruce Lee, famous, kickboxer or martial artist, he said, I don't fear a man that practices 10,000 kicks one time. I fear a man that practices one kick 10,000 times. We have to take that mindset, figure out what it is today. What is the one thing that you are good at? And how can you be great at that? Because see, if you just work all this time on becoming mediocre at all these skills, then you're just mediocre at a bunch of skills. But if you can become great at something, People will come into your life that can do all that other stuff. Me, I'm not a detailed person. I don't like the planning. I don't like the organization stuff. So I put people around me that do that. I got to focus on content and what I can deliver on microphones. That's what I like. That's what I love. That's what I'm good at. So that's what I put all my time and energy to. So quit worrying about getting good at the things that you suck at. Figure out what it is you love and you're good at and be great at that. Don't be a Jill of all trades. Don't be a jack of all trades. Be the jack or Jill of the trade, a trade, whatever that is, right? So do less, but focus more. Bruce Lee, and again, you can watch this as proof of what we're talking about. He has this famous thing called the 1-inch punch. 1 inch, he can be 1 inch from an opponent, literally, and there's YouTube videos of this, and knock an opponent back, off of his feet, off of a chair, 6 or 7 feet back. And you sit there and say, how can you generate enough force, enough power in 1 inch to knock somebody back that far? He said, well, see, people see the 1 inch because that's all they're looking at is the movement. But they don't realize all the power, how it comes through my feet, through my hips, through my body, through my core, into everything. And I say that if you'll put all of your combined energy, everything you are, into knowing who you are, what you represent, and what you're good at, the world will see that 1 inch punch. They'll see that business take off. They'll see you thrive. They'll see, things go your way, and they'll think that it's just this little 1 inch. But all it was is you put all your focus into that one thing that you're great at. Sharpen your skills like that. Figure out what it is that you're made of. Figure out what it is you love and double down on that. Quit worrying about all these extra skills and things that the world tells you you need to be good at. You don't have to be good at it. Be the best at one thing, right? So that's kind of like the first part of it, right? Asking ourselves questions, shifting our mindset to start seeing possibility, sharpening that tool set. And see, now we have a fork in the road, right? As we always do in life. And what I want to first tell you is no matter how bad or good you think your life is right now, there is opportunity. The problem is we don't think to look for it. We don't try to find it. But I thought something was interesting is the world's most famous diamond. It's called the Cullinan diamond. It's like a 1 pound diamond. It's on the Queen's scepter. It's in the royal family, the British royal family, the scepter of the cross when they do like coronation ceremonies. It's that big rock that you see on the Queen's scepter. This Cullinan diamond is worth an estimated $400 million. One of the most famous diamonds in the entire world. You think about it, the Queen of England could have pretty much anything she ever wanted. This is the one diamond that she wanted. It's in their family. It's all, whatever. So you think to yourself, diamonds are flawless. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Everybody wants diamonds. The Queen wants this diamond. You think it's perfect, right? And it looks perfect. It's $400 million. It better be perfect. But when they actually did the stuff they do to test diamonds, to look inside of it with microscopes and the integrity of it, you know what they found? This perfect $400 million diamond is not perfect at all. Here we have the seemingly most flawless, amazing mineral material on earth, and it's not perfect. You know what that means? Nothing on earth is perfect. And I'm not sitting there saying you're not perfect. I'm saying it's more exciting than that. The problems you're facing, those insurmountable, impossible adversities that you're facing, guess what? They're not perfect either. They have flaws too. So you know what you can do? You can find those flaws. Don't focus on the problem that you have to face. Focus on the Achilles heel of that problem. Focus on the one day, and again, you can look at this in anything. Quit looking at how big your problem is. Every problem, no matter how big it is, no matter what you're facing, it too has a flaw. You don't have to beat the problem, you have to beat the flaw. So I learned that the hard way. I sometimes talk too much and I get myself in situations. I had a friend of mine that said, hey, you should come do Brazilian jiu-jitsu with us. And I was like, are you gonna give me like the Karate Kid outfit? Like, if I can get a Karate Kid outfit, I'll come, I wanna come do that. So he's like, yeah, we're gonna give you, it's called a gi, I found out, not a Karate Kid outfit. So I went there, they're Brazilian jiu-jitsuists. I get on my like Brazilian jiu-jitsu stuff. I'm like, ooh. And they said, hey, Baylor, guess what? You're in for a treat. We have a 9-time Brazilian jiu-jitsu world champion in here with us today. I'm 6'4", 245 pounds. He's about 5'6", 138 pounds. They're like, you can roll with him. That's spar, fight. And I was like, y'all better get your cameras out here, because me, who's never done a karate lesson or anything like that, if I dominate this 9-time Brazilian world jiu-jitsu champion, I'm not gonna ever stop talking about it, right? Because again, I outweigh him by 100 pounds and I'm about almost a foot taller than him. So we square off and I'm like, hey, y'all be sure to film this. I want different camera angles. I want to make sure that we get this, right? So I get ready and I'm taller than him. Statistically, I should win, right? Because I'm bigger than him. I go to grab him and I don't know what happened, but he rolled back and like flipped me into the air. And I was like, what just happened here? So I get up, I was like, okay, what just happened here, right? And then I get up and I'm thinking he's gonna jump to his feet, right? Because what does society say? If you're on your back, it's bad, right? He doesn't even get up. He lays on the ground and does this, like, come get me. What? And it blew my mind. Because again, we think being on your back is bad. Having your back against the wall is bad. Being in an adverse situation is bad. But you know what they don't teach us is that if you're skilled and you know what you're doing, you can win from anywhere. For the next 15 minutes, I tried to like grab him, jump on him, all this stuff. Every time I tried something, he would jump and do some sort of like monkey roll and be hanging on my neck or my back or grab my foot and put my toe in my mouth. Like, I don't know what was happening, but see, he said this, he said, see, we don't look in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, we don't look at it as how big you are, how small you are, if you're on your back or where you are. We know what to look for. We look for the weakness. We learn to look for the mistake in our opponent. Not how big our opponent is, not how fast, not all these other factors. I'm telling you that to tell you this. Whatever it is you're facing today, whatever it is you're trying to tackle in your career ambitions, or those of you that are starting businesses, don't worry. Don't look at the adversity and how big and all these things you have to do. Figure out, hey, back to what I said, knowing what I'm capable of and knowing how to locate the mistake of my opponent, whether it's your competitor, whether that's you're in a sales process and the customer you're trying to pitch makes that one little mistake and lets you slip on what they really, the real reason they're trying to buy. Everybody has made those mistakes. Everybody has a weakness. And it's not a bad thing to say somebody has a weakness. I'm not the traditional like, oh, you're weak type thing, but just an area where you can move toward opportunity for yourself or your business. So do that, figure out today. And again, I encourage you, look at something, the areas of your life where you think you're facing a battle you can't win, and quit looking at the whole battle and say, how can I win this day?
Can we ask a question about that, Baylor? Because I think that's a huge point. And I think it's massive because I think this is causing a lot of the stress. Yeah. And it impacts our children, our spouses, our ability to actually go out there. What if it's money? Money seems to be this thing where it's always there. The idea of either I don't have enough, or when I get it, it's gone, or I don't know how to budget, or my company was decimated, or the line of revenue is gone. Like, what if that's the topic? Because I feel like money is something that impacts most of us. Or I lost my job, I was laid off.
Money does impact a lot of us, but if you really look at the history of what money is still just credit, right? Money's object and goal is to help you get what you need, right? So let's pretend that I go into every situation, Jasmin knows this, when we tour for books and things like that, and even me and my athletic endeavors, I go into every situation like I don't have $1 to my name, I'm not gonna get $1 to my name, nobody's gonna give me a penny, and I still need the things that I need to do my thing. How am I gonna make that happen? I promise you, 90% of what you think you need money for, if you really needed that, money's gonna get you, you can get. Heck, if you need food right now, there's food banks. The problem is we have so much pride a lot of times. So it's not money that we need, it's we tell ourselves we need money. And I'm not saying don't make money, I still wanna make the Forbes list. But I know so many people, and I was guilty of this too, I was using lack of money as an excuse not to do anything. So, well, if I had money, I could get the latest this or that, and then I would win. If I had money, then I would start. If I knew the right people. So take money out of the equation and ask yourself, how could I get what I wanted without money? Then if you happen to get money, it's just a bonus. Like, oh, I can get there faster. But most things, like I said, if you're trying to meet somebody, if you're trying to reach out, email works. You'd be surprised how many times in life, like when I started becoming a triathlete, I didn't have a bike or money for a bike. So I just reach out to the bike companies like, hey, you want to like sponsor like an extra large triathlete? Like, I can make your brand look good. And they did it. A lot of companies did. So get out of your own way And again, I understand a lot of people are in some situations, but there are ways to get what you need if you'll remove your pride and start asking yourself. That's what I do is I make a list. What do I need? What's the things I'm trying to make the money, but like I said, getting right to the point of getting right to what I need. Can you bypass the money in the meantime and still get your results? And really it's just changing your perspective. So you got to realize perspective is deceiving, right? A lot of times we've been led to believe it's got to go this way. I got to go money, then I can get the diapers for the kids. I go money, then I can upgrade my Zoom studio. No, you don't. Reach out to the companies. Why not go directly to them? Hey, I need the product. That's what I was going to make the money to. I'm just going to save myself time. So what I'm saying is money is slowing a lot of us down, right? And like I said, and understanding you might be thinking I'm smaller, my company's not as big, but realize it's not the size of the dog of the fight. It's the size of the experience in the dog. That guy was 100 pounds less than me, was going to win all those battles because he knew how to fight the war. He knew what to do, right? So we have to understand ourselves. We all be experienced, get great at one thing, and you'll start to see opportunities, right? And those are those that exist. But again, as minorities in here, as predominantly, I think women I see in here, I understand that there are a lot of challenges, right? I understand that not everybody has the same opportunities, which is, when I wrote my latest book, which is called Opportunity Engineer, this was the biggest section of the book. And that was, to me, is the ability to create opportunity, right? If it's not out there, you don't come from a trust fund with a silver spoon. It's not been handed to you. You have to go get it. That's fine. When you get to create it, the beauty of framing your mind to realize I have to create my own opportunity, it means nobody can take it from you. See, if you out there finding it, which is good, and we wish we all could find it, but if it's not there, if it's been given to you, it can be taken away. If you create it for yourself, nobody can take it from you, right? So how do we do that? How do we create our own opportunity? And it comes down to this, and I love the word monster, right? Because people are afraid of monsters, right? The problem is, monsters in the world, you can do one of two things. You can run from them or you can become them. You think about if you've ever read the book Frankenstein. Dr. Frankenstein created a monster. He spent his whole life running from it. The monster ends up taking everything he loved, all of his family members, and ultimately ends up killing him. But see, we have those monsters of doubt. We have those monsters of insecurity. We have those monsters of depression, procrastination, all of these different things. And a lot of us run from these monsters our whole entire life. And that's why we're not where we want to be. Because we spend our whole life just running from something we created. It's in our mind, right? But what if you flip that? What if you said, today, from now on, I'm going to be the monster? Everybody knows who King Kong is. King Kong's legendary. You watch Beauty and the Beast, everybody knows who Beast is. Beast is legendary, right? Become the monster. Embrace that. People are going to love, respect you. They're going to fear you, but you're still going to get your result. But if you look at these quintessential monsters that you see on TV, right? Whether it's Frankenstein's monster, whether it's Beast from Beauty and the Beast, they're always fueled by what they love. Even King Kong was trying to save Jane. See, when you'll tap into the inner monster inside of you, you're doing it because you have a passion for somebody else. You care about more than just yourself. There's stories of women who can lift cars that their babies are stuck underneath, get this just superhuman strength because it means so much to them. You have to be able to have that in your mindset. You have to be able to step into a super version of yourself because you care that much about somebody else. See, you become, you hear the word blind with rage. When you truly sit there and put it, I care about my kids, I care about my family, I care about my legacy, it means everything to me. All those excuses, all those reasons, they go away because they don't have time for it. See, when Superman steps into a booth to put those red and blue tights on, he can't step out and be like, yeah, do I look fat in these tights today? He doesn't think that. He thinks, I got to go save these people that are over here dying or crying or whatever it is. What we have to do with ourselves, if you want to start finding opportunities, is you have to start putting yourself in a situation to be a hero. The problem is so many of us are not that we don't have superhero qualities, but we don't want to go out there and save the world. The world is falling apart right now, y'all. It's falling apart because we're not getting in that booth, turning into Superman or Superwoman and going out and doing anything, right? How do we do that? How do we create that opportunity? It starts by becoming a monster, embracing whatever it is. If you sit there and say you have attitude, good, go use that attitude for good. You sit there and say you got a temper, cool. Put that on somebody that needs it, right? I'm not saying go start fights, but start battles that help, right? Start fighting for good. Start fighting for what you stand for, right? And I'm here to tell you the most important thing about creating opportunity in your life. It's closer than you think. In 1840s, this guy named Sam Brennan, he had like the California gold rush is going on. Everybody's fleeing all over the United States to go out there and find gold to get rich. He had the one store that was between the California gold mines and San Francisco. So everybody had to pass his store to go get the gold, right? Try to find the gold. Rather than rush out there with everybody else to pan for gold, with the whole world says, this is what you need to do, this is where you need to go. He said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stop short of that. I'm gonna sit here in my store. I'm gonna sell the picks and shovels to the gold miners. He sold picks and shovels to everybody that was trying to find gold. And as a result, he became the first multimillionaire in California, became the first millionaire of the California gold rush, never found a piece of gold himself. All because he stopped short. What I'm telling you is too many times, y'all, we're listening to what the world says, all where we need to go, what we need to do, all these places where we need to be at. I'm sitting there telling you, if you can stop short and figure out, how do I sell a product or service to those people that are over here chasing these dreams? How do you sell cheese to the rats in the rat race, right? You don't have to get to the pot of gold that everybody else is getting to. You got to find your pot of gold. You got to find what matters to you. What I'm telling you is this: if you look at it all backwards, if you look at it, I ask myself questions. I'm willing to get rid of those limiting beliefs. I start shifting my mindset to see opportunity. If I'll just double down, understand what I'm good at, focus on the things, my opportunity finders, what it is that I can do, sharpen that sword, right? If I start to look and start finding opportunities, look for the weaknesses in my opponents, look for the weaknesses in my problems. If that's not there, I'm going to create my opportunity, even if I have to stop short while the rest of the world just keeps running by. What you start to find is one thing: opportunity is you. You are the opportunity.
First of all, I should have done some sort of digital collection plate. I don't know how. I'll have to figure this out next time. But we have 5 minutes. And I don't know, I'm like feeling like pumped up. I cry, like excited. I don't know. I'm in a weird space right now, Baylor. Thanks. But I'm up now. If you see the difference in energy.
Oh yeah, well, that's good. But
we have five minutes. So I want to make sure that we've got 5 minutes. I want you to leave us with some final words, how we can stay connected, what's next.
Final words. So I apologize, y'all. I'm passionate about this topic. So I could want you to want it all day and you can see it in my voice. But at the end of the day, I need you to need it for yourself. I need you to need it for those you love. I need you to embrace, nobody here has to be anything except for more of what you are. Quit letting people tell you what you got to go be. Everybody in here has that monster that's ready to go take over the world. Will you allow yourself to do it? Will you take that chain off yourself? Take the chain off yourself. Connect with me. I literally, like I said, I'm Baylor Barbee on any and every social platform. This is my passion. I want to help you find your opportunities. Like, reach out to me. Opportunity Engineers, the book, kind of what we've talked about today. It's available everywhere you can buy books. But here, I guess the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, the audiobook version comes out. I'll keep Jasmin to let you know. But Shark Theory, my daily podcast. It's like 10 minutes every morning just to kind of look at, and what I do is to look at perspective. We take normal situations, find lessons in it, because I'm telling you, if you'll just be open to life, there's so many lessons in life, in the simplest things, if we're open to finding them, right? And like I said, I appreciate your time. I know your time is valuable. I definitely want to stay connected. Got some things working on, but I'm just thankful for your time, and I do. Please reach out to me if I can help you find or create opportunity in your life. That is what I'm passionate about. That's what wakes me up every morning. In doing so, you're helping me continue to sharpen my sword. I want to practice what I preach, and that's how you help me continue to practice and sharpen me.
Thanks, Baylor. So we've got a couple minutes, and I want to leave us with one of your, because Baylor's the master at these analogies. Two of my favorite either coffee bean or mile 19. So I'll let you pick which one of these you think would be best to leave us with.
Let's go coffee bean. So a little girl went to her mom. She said, "Mom, I hate my life. Things aren't going well. I don't know what I want to do." Her mom said, "Come with me." She went into the kitchen. She got got 3 pots of water. In one pot of water, she put an egg. In another pot of water, she put some carrots. And in another pot of water, she put some coffee beans. And she said, see, Mom, that's a problem. My life's, not only is my life not going good, I don't like carrots. You don't even listen to me. She said, just hush. See, she sat there and waited. All of them started to boil. And then when they boiled, she took the egg out. She took the carrots out. She scooped some coffee out. She said, feel this. She said, okay. She got the carrot. What happened with the carrot? The carrot became soft. See, what happened was, she said, what did it used to be? She said, carrots used to be hard. But what happened is they got with the heat. The carrot got in the heat. It got in the adversities of life. And all of a sudden, it got soft. The egg used to be soft inside. It was faced by the same heat, the same adversity. What happened? It got hard, right? And see, all of us know somebody like that. Somebody that used to be hard, but adversity hits, and what happened? They turned soft. How many people do you know who used to have the best heart? They were good people, and all of a sudden they got hit by the adversities of life. The heat got dealt, and they hardened their heart. They changed. But see, the coffee bean was different. The coffee bean had the same adversities, the same problems, the same heat, but it said something different. It said, I'm not going to be a product of my environment. The harder and hotter it gets, the more aroma I'm going to put out there. No matter what life throws at me, I'm going to stay coffee. I'm going to change the water. The water is not going to change me. So I encourage you today, stand out and be a coffee bean. Quit being a person that used to be soft and this and that, and all of a sudden now you're hard and you don't want to talk to nobody. Quit being somebody who walks around tough, but when heat comes, you crumble. Start looking at it and say, I don't care what life throws at me. The more you throw at me, the better I'm going to smell. The more you throw at me, the more my aroma and my legacy is going to permeate through this world. Change your environment. Become a monster today. Be a coffee bean. I appreciate y'all.
Thanks, Baylor, so much. That's one of my favorites. So as he shared, you guys can go to BaylorBarbee.com. He's on every social media channel if you want to follow him. His stories are often interesting. And I want to thank you all for joining us too. I hope this was really inspirational and gave you the kick you needed for today and for this month and for this year. And that we've got to figure out how to become monsters, right, Baylor? I got to get my monster plan, my strategy.
Don't. Just be it. King Kong didn't need lessons.
Actually, I probably already am.
Just let yourself be that. That's what I'm saying. Y'all just let yourself be it. It's already in you. You don't have to change anything. You can go be it today. They're going to call you crazy, but crazy people change the world. Thank all.
So true. So thanks so much. And we'll be here as always next Friday. We'll be speaking with a really cool founder based in San Antonio that's doing some really cool stuff there. You can use the same Zoom link to register for all the events and to check out who else is speaking for the rest of the year. So have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you next week. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Baylor.